Today we're going to run through the differences of Hinge X and Hinge Plus.
We got lots to talk about.
Look, if you're here, you're probably wondering if you should even go ahead and pay for any dating apps, and especially Hinge X and Hinge Plus. You're probably also wondering what it actually gets you and if it's worth it in terms of getting matches, better quality matches, and just what features it unlocks. Well, today we're going to get into that and more, but first, if you're new to the channel, my name is Steve. I'm an online dating coach from dudehack.com, and at dudehack.com, we help guys with their online dating game, so if that's you, consider subscribing. But today's all about Hinge X and Hinge Plus, so let's get into it. Now, first and foremost, you might be a bit confused because Hinge did change the name of their subscription models recently. They used to be called Hinge Preferred. Now it's split up into Hinge X and Hinge Plus. Now these two subscription models do unlock different features. Hinge Plus is the introductory one, and Hinge X does pretty much everything that Hinge Plus does, plus 3 different new features. And look, before we get into it, you're just probably wondering if actually paying for either of these get you more matches. And simply put, yes, they do. The reason for that is Hinge does want you to pay for its apps and keep paying. So it is going to prioritize your profile over the ones that aren't paying. There's certain features that do explicitly do that, but you'll find out a little bit more about that soon. Now, first of all, Hinge Plus, as I said, is the introductory offer. So let's run through every feature that unlocks. Now, look, before we do jump into it, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you have used Hinge's free version before. If you're not entirely sure how Hinge works, you can watch this video up above that tells you exactly how Hinge works in a lot of detail. But as far as the paid subscription models go, let's get into it now. So first of all, let's run through what Hinge Plus gets you. Plus, I'm going to break down whether I feel that this feature does really anything and if it's worth it. So first of all, you can send unlimited likes. So pretty straightforward. You'll see that in the Hinge's free version, you're only limited to 6 likes per day, which to a lot of people isn't really that much. So if you're someone that just burns through your 6 likes and you don't get all that many matches from those 6, then yes, this feature can definitely be worth it and it can just save you a whole lot of time. But don't overdo it though, because sometimes you'll just kind of like burn the algorithm out. And I could argue that it's better to spread your likes and therefore your matches out a little bit more. But for some people, sometimes those 6 likes, and depending on your location, sometimes it can get up to like 8 likes per day, are enough. So to me, this is probably the one that people pay for the most because they're sick of just seeing that little notification coming up that they're out of swipes per day. But arguably the feature that people pay for just as much is the second feature, which we'll get into a second. But first, so just a very short break for today's sponsor, and today's sponsor is me. Now the channel is supported 100% by just myself. We don't have any external sponsors. With that being said, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, which is Hook Her Heart. I've developed this groundbreaking new course which teaches you everything you would need to know about online dating from A to Z. It's called Hook Her Heart, the modern gentleman's guide to attracting, entertaining, and retaining high quality women. In my new jam-packed 5-module course, I'll walk you through some of the most vital concepts like how to build a good physique, exactly what to eat, whether you want to lean up or gain some muscle, my methodology for upgrading your look from grooming to a whole wardrobe transformation, a fresh overhaul to an attractive, intriguing dating profile, my exact process for optimizing your pictures to get way more matches, my best openers that get interested responses from women, live breakdowns of magnetic conversations, my core methodologies, and the 6 pillars of conversation, what to do on the date to give her an amazing experience, and the smoothest, most natural way to escalate towards your end goal, plus so much more inside the course, and 3 awesome bonuses that you'll get for free if you sign up before my special introductory price expires. So if you are serious about transforming your dating life and you want to learn literally everything you would ever need to, well then click the link down in the description below so you can get the special introductory price offer that's not going to be available for long. Now that's it for today's sponsor. Back to the video. So the next feature is seeing everyone that likes you. Just like Tinder Gold, this just allows you to scroll through every single person that has actually swiped your profile already. Now the thing is with Hinge, you can actually see the last profile that has swiped you. Yes, all the others will be blurred, but if you want to, you can essentially just kind of work through those and see who liked you anyway. Yes, seeing them all unblurred is much more convenient, but you're not really that restricted on Hinge when it comes to this. So is it all that worth it? In my opinion, probably not.
Nope.
So basically this goes hand in hand with the last one, seeing who has liked you already, and essentially allows you to set filters on those likes so you can just sort through them a little bit easier. So let's just say you've got into a new city or you've just downloaded Hinge and you've got inundated with a few more likes. Lucky you. So you might want to actually set some filters like your type, when they were last active, or how far away they are from you. Now I think setting those preferences can work as a good shortcut, but again, you can essentially just go through everyone that's liked you anyway. So unless you're getting inundated with a crazy amount of likes, I don't really think this is all that worth it. Next, you can fine tune your preferences. So you might have noticed on the Hinge free version, you can set some preferences of what you are looking for in a date, but Hinge Plus allows you to set even more so you can fine tune them and filter people out that you really don't want. So these are kind of like those next level deal breaker type things like height, family plans, smoking, drinking, drug use habits, things like that. Also your politics and your education level. So if for whatever reason your heart is set on one of those preference type things that I said just before, then maybe that would suit you. But personally, I'm of the mind that you should be just a little bit more open-minded when it comes to online dating and don't cancel people out immediately just for one little thing. Because that person might have been perfect for you, but you counted them out just because they weren't 6 foot or something. I'm looking at you ladies. You gotta give some of those short kings a chance. Next, you can browse by location, activity, and more. So instead of just browsing through your actual likes and filters like this allows you to set even more filters when you're just on your discovery page. So for example, if you only want to scroll on people that have been recently active, you can do so with Hinge Plus. Okay, but what about Hinge X? Now, as I mentioned before, Hinge X does give you all of those features plus some more. Number one, enhanced recommendations. Now, this one is a little bit ambiguous, but essentially what it's saying is that it is giving really personalized likes at the top of your swiping deck each day. So essentially Hinge has chosen specific people just for you. Now don't get this confused with Hinge Standouts, which is in a whole different tab. This is where you can give a rose to someone a little bit special. These are essentially just like the top profiles that like everyone swipes on. So they might be for you, but enhanced recommendations just gives you people that Hinge thinks you will like better and have a better chance of actually matching with. Again, is it worth it? It's up for debate. I personally don't really think so. I think Hinge is trying to do something like this anyway on the Hinge free version. So whether you should cough up some money for this, I personally wouldn't. Secondly, you get to skip the line and be recommended sooner. So if you're using Hinge X, essentially your profile is going to be pushed out to people a little bit sooner, especially if you've liked them already, you will show up in their feed even quicker than if you weren't using one of the paid models. So it's just kind of like skipping the line. It's almost like a mini little boost. And to me, this is what you're paying for. If you're going to pay for Hinge X, this is essentially just the thing that's going to get you more matches because your profile is going to be seen more. But you would be absolutely wasting your time if you don't have a good profile, good photos, a good opening line, and know how to have a good conversation. So that's where Hook or Heart comes in handy. So just a reminder, make sure you click on the link down below to get started on Hook or Heart today. Or if you want me to give my personalized recommendations on your profile for free, go and click the link down below and take our quiz, which will allow me and my team to give you personalized recommendations based on your answers and your profile. So if you add that with Hinge X, then sky's the limit. But I can't stress this enough. If you're getting no matches right now, do not go and just spend money and think things are going to change. You need to fix your profile, and we can help you with that. Check out both of those links down below. And the last feature that you do get with Hinge X is priority likes. So when the ladies go to see who has liked them and they see all the blurred profiles, you are always going to be right near the top with a priority like. Unless you're completely new to online dating, you must be aware of the fact that women do get more likes than men, and sometimes they are inundated with literally thousands of likes. So having yourself right at the top of that profile and standing out always is definitely going to be a plus. Unless every single guy in your city goes ahead and downloads Hinge X, which is unlikely because of the cost. Let's get into that next. Now the price I'm going to tell you now will probably change by the time you go to subscribe, so take what I say with a grain of salt. They could change on so many factors, including your country, sometimes your age, and just what time you decide to go ahead and subscribe. Keep in mind what I'm going to tell you is in US dollars, and right now it is working on a 1 month, 3 month, and 6 month subscription, but again, that changes all the time as well. So the last time I checked, if you just wanted to get 1 month of Hinge Plus, you'd be looking at $29.99 US. Hinge X is going to cost you $49.99 US. Now, obviously, if you were to go for 3 months, it's going to bring the price down a little bit, but you are going to have to pay the total up front. So for 3 months on Hinge Plus, you'd be looking at $59.99. That comes out to $19.99 per month. 3 months of Hinge X would be $99.99, which comes out to $33.33 per month. And if you were to get 6 months on Hinge Plus, that would be $89.99, which comes out to $14.99. And Hinge X on 6 months is $149.99, which comes out to $24.99. $1.99. So to me, this really just comes down to, I guess, your goals. Because if your heart is set on finding someone and you want to find them rather quickly and start having an active dating life, going on dates, hopefully meeting that person, then there's no reason that you should really go more than 1 month. I guess the only time a 6-month membership would really come in handy is if you're looking for just something casual and you don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Or maybe if you're traveling and you're hopping from city to city quite a lot. Essentially, if you can see yourself using the app to meet lots of different people over the next few months and you don't think you're going to settle down anytime soon. So is this worth it? Should you go ahead and spend money? But the big question is, does this help in real life? It's all well and good for me to sit here and say, yeah, you'll get this and you'll get that. But what about a real life application? Will you get more matches and better matches? Well, recently in one of my videos, we had a comment from Seb Hembry who said Hinge X is 100% worth it. I used it for a month and I got 250 plus matches, all attractive girls. Now, obviously we don't know how much he was getting before that, but that's a really good number. And I can tell you myself from firsthand experience and with my clients, I do have a girlfriend now, so I'm not really using these apps, but I can tell you that they have definitely seen an uplift in their matches and the quality of them have been pretty good, but mostly on the Hinge X subscription. Now, personally, I think the reason for that is the feature where you get to skip the line and you are shown to people a lot sooner. It's essentially just like a constant boost going on in your profile. So if you are dead set on getting more matches, then I recommend that you do give this a shot. I would suggest that you just try out 1 month to see if it is really worth it. And if you are still wondering if Hinge is even worth it, especially in 2023, going into 2024, I did just do a video on if Hinge is worth it. So you can go watch that to go into a lot more detail. But remember guys, you would be an absolute fool if you went ahead and spent any money on any of these subscriptions if you don't have your profile down. So the best way to get your profile sorted before jumping onto one of these subscription models is to go and take the quiz below, upload your profile. Me and my team will give you personalized recommendations on what you need to work on. We'll make your profile sick, and from there, then you can take advantage of these and get way more matches. Also, if you want to just jump straight ahead to the elite level of profiles, go and take Hook Her Heart, which is my online video course, which runs through everything you need to know to make your profile sick and have awesome conversations that actually lead to dates every time. But for now, that's it for today's video. So I'll see you guys later.